The last video of the 88 CRX, I'd finished up working on the subframe, getting all that complete. I am waiting on a couple of parts to come in. We're going to use some PCI rear trailing arms, and I'm probably going to get the compensator arms to install those. They're not in yet, but I did receive a handful of other parts in. As some of you may have been watching, I have been tracking this car and just making upgrades here and there, trying to get it a little bit better every single time, and I was able to piece together a new set for a seat. I'm going to be using the Buddy Club P1 seat. I picked up a Block's harness bar, 88 specific PCI seat rail, and I'm going to use a black Racequip cam lock harness. This is a 5-point. I think this will definitely make the car feel a lot better. Get this mounted up. Should be relatively easy install. Looks like all the hardware is here. Chris and I installed one of these on his silver CRX a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And his came missing some hardware. So it looks like mine is all there. Don't have to worry about that, hopefully. Looks like everything for the PCI seat rail. And we'll double check the harness, how that bolts up. I'm not really sure. I've never actually bolted up a harness before. We're going to figure that out. But I'm going to get started. First I'm going to do is just kind of clean up. It's a little dirty back here. I'm not going to attempt the sound deadening yet. I'm going to wait till this winter when it's cold and like a below freezing temperature and I'm out here one day. I think that'll make it a lot easier, and then maybe pick up some dry ice at the same time. It's still summertime, although it's a little bit cooler out today. It's 80. It's still relatively warm, and I don't want to be fighting the temperature trying to get that out. So I'm just going to clean it up so it doesn't look as nasty. There's a lot of dirt and everything. Vacuum it, and then we're going to get the seat put in. I still think I'm going to leave my passenger seat just so I can take people for ride-alongs. I will probably remove the driver's seat belt and just put it aside so when I take the car every year to get inspected, I don't know if I'll be able to use the harness. If not, I'll be able to just pull the seat out as a unit. I can still leave the harness in and then attach the seat belt back. So I'm going to get started, clean this up, and we'll start working on the seat. Okay, so showed you a little before of this area, also right here. It looks 10 times better. I think it's going to be continually dirty here because I noticed as I knock some pieces up, there's like embedded dirt and sand. So once I finally get the rest of the sound deadening removed, I think I'll be able to really clean it up. These have both been repaired in the past. It's kind of funny. I'd known that before, I'd kind of forgotten, but they're kind of rusty. I will make an effort to clean those up one day. I'm not worried about it right now. They've been working just fine, but I went ahead and tried to clean up everything a lot nicer, even up the sides and over on the passenger side. And this whole center area by the e-brake looks much nicer now. So I'm going to work on getting the seat in. I think first I'm going to work on the harness bar. It'll be a lot easier to have that in. And then work on getting the seat and then the harness last. I think if the seat's in, probably just doesn't allow me as much room to get the bar in. So I'm actually going to refer to an old video where we hooked up Chris's bar. And I'm going to link that up here in the top right of the screen. You can click on that if you want to watch that video. I'm going to work on getting this put in. So the Blox roll bar is done. Pretty straightforward install. I used the Blox provided hardware on this side. That side I used the original bolt just because it worked better with the original seat belt. And it's really not that difficult at all. And it's nice and solid. So I'm gonna move on to the seat bracket next. Small update, I got the harness, working on getting the harness set up. I just had to find an optimal position where I like the seat. I think I found it now. It took me a while to adjust the height, but I found one that I was also happy with. I swear to God, I tried like 6 or 7 different locations. Didn't want to bore you with that video, but it's set up now. I don't have it tightened up yet because I need to tighten up put the bolts in, and then I think I'm gonna slide it back just a little. That's where I marked it. And then bolt the seat down, and then I can start adjusting the harness to where it fits me perfectly. And I think I have everything adjusted where I liked it. The extra slack I just kind of wound up together. Put a zip tie on it for now. I don't like it dangling. I think they make little reels that you can put them on. I might purchase one of those. I might not. I'm gonna sit in it, test fit it. I'll show you how the cam lock works. All these just snap into place. And you can adjust accordingly. Yeah, that feels good for me. Running up the steering wheel. I think it's an ideal position for me. That's cool, it's nice and snug. Maybe a little more room there I could try to get rid of, but honestly it gets really tight after I do that. I'm just pulling it. It's honestly feels a little weird around your crotch. Maybe I could loosen these up a little bit. I think it's gonna have to just be getting acclimated though to it as well. And then to remove it, just spin this either way and these all pop out. There you go. So that kind of wraps it up, guys. Let me give you a quick overview of parts. The Blox harness bar was $150. Seat mount is around $220. This seat I got used. I got it for $400 used. I think it retails for around $550, $600. Got it from a friend, parting out a car. Really good shape. Minimal scratches on the side, but that's not something I'm concerned with. It's meant to be used, but excellent shape. Otherwise, the Racequip harness, which lasts about 2 years. It says it expires in December of 24. I found it for $130 online. That was the cheapest price I found it. So kind of a roundup of prices. The PCI bracket I really like. This one has the mounts on the side. You can actually flip them around depending on your seat. If you're smaller and you have like a narrow seat, a small seat, you can actually flip the brackets around. This seat is considered a large, which it's not that large. I'm a 32 waist, so it fits me well. I actually flipped them this way, so that way it fits a bigger seat. And then you can even move them, say if you're short, you can move them so these are facing either the front or facing the rear either way. That way you can move the seat farther forward if you need to. So really nice. I like the PCI brackets. Brian over there at PCI makes a ton of fantastic parts for our cars, from all the trailing arm bushings, the spherical stuff, and that's what I want to put on this car next. Some spherical RTAs and compensator arms, and just whatever else I can get, whatever else I can afford. And then it just has all the instructions here for that, and same with the Racequip part. So relatively simple install. Just took me an afternoon and came out solid. I like it. I think it should just probably feel much better, and I'm anxious to drive it. Thanks for tagging along today, guys. We shall see you soon. Take it easy.